Good morning, Leeds United fans. Hope you're all okay. It's very early. I'm getting my morning stroll in. Hope you're all doing really, really well this morning. And we're here to talk about transfer rumours. We're here to talk about Southampton. And it's a fresh morning. A fresh morning. I thought I'd be speaking to you guys very, very early on as well. So here we go. Today I want to speak about Southampton. We've got the debrief tonight. But I also want to speak about transfer rumours and how important this is for Leeds United this summer. You know, we have not only the recruitment drive plan when it comes to the Championship, but we've also got a mass recruitment drive plan when it comes to the Premier League, which is really good for Leeds United because you almost expect us to have this, don't you? You expect us to have this drawn up, but to say they're working on it in the background right now, dependent on all these variables, Leeds United going into the Premier League, it's good. It's good that we have these drawn up plans, I should say. Now, as you can see, everybody, the snapbacks, the OLFC, the One Leeds Fan Channel snapbacks are out. The baseball caps are out as well. Make sure you check those out on the site. We've got mugs out as well. Well worth it, everybody. Proper quality stuff, which I'm really, really proud of, actually. And obviously, we've got the competition winner in Jay Coyle last night, which was good to see. So, yeah, what's going on this morning? Well, we spoke on Jack Harrison yesterday. We spoke on the eventualities of that transfer and the saga that's going to happen in the summer, regardless of Leeds being in the Premier League or the Championship. But today I wanted to speak about Leeds United's Dortmund target, which is really exciting, actually. He's played 22 games this season, 7 Champions League games as well. Can play right back, can play centre back, 28 years of age. And it's Marius Wolf. Now, what do we know about Daniel Farke? Well, he has the connection. Obviously has the connection at Dortmund. He was in charge of Dortmund 2, and that is where Norwich poached him from, a massive unknown, but he did so well out there and was heralded one of the upcoming coaches. And obviously he still has those Dortmund connections, which is fantastic to see. We obviously dipped into the Bundesliga market with Eli Grev as well from Werder Bremen. So you expect Leeds United to do a little bit more of that. You know, when he was at Norwich, he brought in Zimmerman, who was part of his Dortmund 2 side, Daniel Farke, and, you expect Leeds United, regardless of the division, to dip into that market a little bit, and his connections, hopefully, are going to come to fruition in a really positive light. So, yeah, Marius Wolf, someone to keep an eye on, someone who's played big games for Dortmund this season. They've decided not to renew his contract, and he will be a free agent in the summer. Now, it's very, very unlikely that he's going to be coming to Leeds if we are in the Championship. The reason behind that is because he has offers in Saudi, he has offers by many Arab clubs. So I believe that the money is going to be a little bit difficult for Leeds to muster up. However, there's many people on the Dortmund side who believe Marius is more than capable of playing at the top level still. As I say, he's 28 years of age. You know, we don't want a Ruben Neves scenario where you get a player almost in their prime, really. You're playing 7 Champions League games this year, being a big part of Dortmund's setup, as I say, playing 22, 23 games. To just go and sort of waste out in Saudi, really. You want them to be playing at a good level. And it said that, look, if Leeds United get back to the Premier League, he's going to be one of the primary targets on a free transfer and someone who can, really give a little bit of sustenance to Daniel Farke's rear guard, which is really exciting. And do we remember this in the Premier League with the rumour mill, week in, week out, day in, day out, hour in, hour out, producing content and having live streams, doing all that wonderful stuff. Because Leeds were rumoured with Diego Llorente, with Rodrigo de Paul, with Josko Gvardiol, with all of these talents, all of these players of which you were thinking, oh my goodness, my club's been in the abyss for however many years. I can't believe we've been linked to this standard of player. But we were, and it was great. But yeah, so there's a lot of positivity going into this period of time. It's just, can we get over the edge? And I was tossing and turning last night. This week I've not slept well whatsoever. Just thinking about the Whites, just thinking about that level again and getting back to those fantastic times of which Leeds United, that summer period of which it was hot, it was glowy, Bielsa was here, and we were going up to the Premier League, and it's we're nearly there. We are nearly there. It's 1 game away, and it feels so strange because we've been talking about 3 points and a point here and a point there, and if Leicester drop points and if Ipswich drop points, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Well, now it's just really clear. if Leeds win this game, we're up. And it's so weird to think about. It's almost scary to think about the fact that this is so black and white now, where there's been so much grey. Now, we're talking about formations, and we're going to be talking on the debrief tonight, everybody, about certain aspects and how we should go into this game with Oscar and LUFC Lewis. Make sure you're checking that out later on. But it's going to be so interesting to see how we go into this game tactically. We were speaking about it on the counterpoint yesterday because Southampton are probably going to go to a 3-5-2, packing out that midfield, inverting their fullbacks. So what do Leeds United do? Do we go to a 4-3-3? Try stifle Southampton? Well, no. No, we don't. We utilise the best assets that Leeds United have. And Daniel Farke has to get this right. And he could get this extremely wrong. He really could get this extremely wrong. And this is why this is almost like a message. It's a rallying call to Farke to play to your strengths. Attack is the best form of defence. And what do we learn from those playoff games? And what did Daniel Farke know from this season after playing Norwich? Norwich were the form team going into this. The form team, they'd won 9 points. They'd gained 9 points in 6. They were the team to beat. Norwich fans wanted Southampton. They wanted to play Southampton. They didn't want to play Leeds. So when we're going into this game with Southampton, I want us to utilise a high press. If we are playing a 4-3-3, okay, fine. That's all good. That's all well and good. But you want to keep that same team, I think. That put in the performance of the season against Norwich the other day. You want that team put out again. Consistency builds momentum. And for a one-off game, form goes out the window. They've beaten us twice, fine, but we've seen in these 2 playoff games that beating teams twice over a period of a season doesn't mean anything, with Oxford and Crawley. So I think my rallying call right now, my suggestion, is that we absolutely press the living daylights out of them. We pressed the living daylights out of them, like West Bromwich Albion did, like we should have learned from that game. And we win the ball high and we kill them. And for me, that is what Leeds United should be doing for this game. We're all talking about tactics. We're all talking about the plan. We're all talking about stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, what Leeds United should do at certain parts of the game. But as I've just mentioned previously, what we saw with West Bromwich Albion was a complete and utter structure on how to beat Southampton. It didn't quite work out because they didn't take the chances. But we're not West Bromwich Albion, and we've shown this season. We showed ourselves in the last game that when we utilise a high press, which is what we did with a slow, turgid Norwich defence, they couldn't handle it. These teams aren't as good as some people make out. I think Southampton are one of the better teams in this division, but they've already shown, we've already seen this season that when they are pressed, they give up big chances. They do give up big chances. And as I say, that West Bromwich Albion Hawthorns game when Mikey Johnston, when you've got Asante all pressing really high, they were recovering the ball high. Southampton were making mistakes. So Leeds have to be aggressive, and this is up to Daniel Farke. Farke has to get this right. If Leeds are passive in a press and we're not aggressive and we're more worried about what Southampton are going to do to us, that's where we'll lose this game. That is where this game will be won and lost, in my opinion, the press. It was interesting as well, Leeds United on Monday opened their media day out to all of the press. Obviously, this is a huge game. It's a big Wembley fixture, and Leeds opened the gates really to obviously LUTV, but Sky Sports, ITV, and there was a big media day. Rutter was doing interviews, Cooper was doing interviews. Obviously, you saw Firpo doing interviews as well. So it's a very, very unique occasion, this. Very unique occasion. This is the biggest game in football, the playoff final. Championship playoff final, the most lucrative game in English football to get to the biggest division in the world. Can Leeds United do it? I think they can. They play like they did the other day. They deploy exactly what they know. We know that they can do. We've literally seen Carlos Corberán not only warn us with Southampton in the transition, but also outline a blueprint on how to beat them. Outline a blueprint on how to beat them. And let's be honest, everybody, they lost 3 times on the bounce and played awfully before coming into a game against Leeds United the second time around. The first time around, they were awful. Awful. Russell Martin was about to get the sack. Played Leeds, and we let them off the hook. We let him off the hook. Daniel Farke has to utilise a different game plan. And that game plan for me is pressing aggressively. And it doesn't matter if it's a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. And there is an argument that you keep that same structure that beat and pressed and outclassed that Norwich side. Guys, listen, we're going to be back with the debrief tonight. I'm really excited for probably the final debrief of the season. Make sure you're staying tuned with One Leeds. We've got stuff coming up all week. More stuff with Joe Wayman. Exciting stuff coming next week for the channel as well, which you'll see early next week. We've got Patreon bits as well. Not only that, but we've got Ellis coming on the channel tomorrow. We've got Brownie coming on the channel. We've got Cagey coming on the channel very soon as well. Make sure you're sticking around. One Leeds. Keep it locked in. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the merch. And I'll see you in a bit.